So when you were working on Perplexity, as a writer and doing a lot of the story development throughout the 18 months that the project went, what were the kinds of things that you were involved with on the project? I mean, obviously the blog writings and some of the other things. Did you have other tasks that you were a part of?
So it wasn't 18 months. I think it was 2.5 years. I was working on it from the end of sort of August 2005 until it ended in like May 2007. So it was quite a long time. I think that's more than 18 months.
Yes.
I'm like trying to work it out now. Going, is it? Yeah. Sorry. The question was what I was doing. So I was the lead writer. I was working on. I created the narrative arc. So like decided what would happen in the story. I wrote one blog very regularly and a few other sites and other blogs, and I sort of gave everybody else ideas of what they should be writing and kind of made sure that that was all heading in the right direction, but giving people enough freedom to make their own work and do what they wanted to do. I was working with wonderful Andrea, who was writing the Sentinel, which was our fake newspaper, and the blog of like a sort of young reporter. Although I did a serial adventure for that young reporter where it was sort of secret, but you had to like know where to click on her blog to find her long secret adventure off into the wilderness. That was a proper kind of serial narrative for like I think it was about 6 months, maybe a little bit less than that, maybe like 4 months. So that one, and that came out once a week. I wrote puzzles. I decided where to bury the cube, which was this thing that we buried and you had to find it and dig it up.
For $200,000.
Exactly, precisely. And yeah, I mean, I did a variety of things. I think it was jolly good fun.
Well, and you also did some live story development, right, to a live audience at one point?
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's really good fun. I think we were pioneers in live improvisational writing, where the players are sort of witnesses to this story unfolding, and you can give advice as I'm sort of typing frantically, and as everybody else in the team is typing frantically, people can kind of see the story that we're telling. It's really good fun. I remember really creeping us out once with like we had a kind of weird ghost story, we did some crazy stuff actually. It was great.
So with Perplexity, you mentioned that you worked with a team a lot, and you it helped obviously with the story development, and the same thing you obviously work with a team on Zombie Run. Do you think it's possible for like a 1 to 2 person team to make an ARG, or do you think it really needs to be a larger group effort?
Certainly, I think it's possible for a 1 person to make an ARG. Incidentally, it's Zombies Run, not Zombie Run. Yes, very, very important to know how many zombies are chasing you. But yeah, I mean, somebody that I taught on one of my writing for video games courses is doing a 1 person ARG at his school now, which sounds like it's going amazingly well. And it's the kind of thing which you can make as big or small as you want and take as much time as you need. So yeah, there's no reason why you couldn't do it by yourself if you have the skills. You know, we were working within a budget, but I think that's great. I think it challenges you to be more creative when you have to work within a budget, and I would rather always know those constraints and have to think within them than have somebody just go, oh, you can do whatever you want, which is sort of paralyzing, terrifying. So yeah, I quite like somebody to say, here's your budget, think about this, you can only afford 3 actors for this thing, so make it work with that. And then it makes you, I mean, I could start talking about Oulipo, that French literary movement who believed in writing with quite severe constraints, like that guy who wrote the novel without the letter E in it, with the idea that the more constraints, the more creative you have to be. So I can't remember having been like, no, I must do this for the artistic integrity of the thing. And they were like, no, you can't, because I quite like being told that, what the parameters are and having to work with them.
I remember there was a university couple years ago that had their entrance essay as a Twitter, like a tweet, and you had to do your entire entrance essay within a single tweet. So like 160 characters. Talk about being creative.